Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm joined today by Phil Tonkin. He is the Field Chief Technology Officer for Dragos. Phil, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And I'm joined by one of our regular guests in the studio, John Speakman, Cybersecurity Services Team Lead for the North region in EMEA for Rockwell. John, always a pleasure.
Likewise, good to be here, Stan.
Gentlemen, we're here to talk about securing industrial operations and navigating the evolving cyber threat landscape in industrial sectors. It's an incredibly important topic, but before we get into it, Phil, could you just tell us a little bit about Dragos?
Dragos is an industrial cybersecurity company. We're trying to solve the problems of the threat actors that are targeting industrial operators, the operators of critical infrastructure, the things that are important to civilization. And we're trying to come up with the technology solutions and provide professional services and threat intelligence to try and overcome some of the challenges in this space.
And a very important partner for Rockwell Automation as well.
Absolutely. Partnerships like the one we have with Rockwell are how we get out into these critical companies. We work together and we have a very symbiotic relationship where together we can provide those services to help organizations implement the controls that they need to provide the right pragmatic responses to those types of threats that are out there.
So Phil, my first question is for you. As the cyber threat landscape continues to evolve, what do you think have been the most significant shifts over recent years? And what are the implications for industrial leaders? There's
really two shifts that we've seen. One is in motivation and the second is in capability. In motivation, we've seen a real growth in the criminal elements that are targeting industrial operators. There's an understanding and appreciation of the value of the industrial process that organizations have, how it impacts on their revenues and the way in which they're going about making money. So it makes it something that is appealing for criminals to target because they know that ultimately the victim is going to be motivated to try and pay a ransom or to try and want to respond and recover that system quickly. So it fits in with the business model of the threat actor. That there's a motivation from them to attack because there's a motivation for the victim to try and respond. The other is that we're seeing a shift in capability. We're seeing the state actors becoming more and more sophisticated in their ability to target these systems. In the past, we saw very targeted malware created to attack specific industries, even specific sites, an evolution of that into a more general toolkit. And through the new capabilities we've discovered, like Pipedream, they are capabilities that can be used across multiple industries, many different vendors, so no longer targeting one particular OEM or brand of equipment or one particular industry, a universal toolkit that advanced state actors could use to disrupt any industry that they choose. And so it's that advancement in capability along with the advance for state actors, along with the advancement of motivation in the criminal space that I think is creating the greatest impact.
Phil, as you described that increasing sophistication, it's very sobering. John, if I could just turn to you, could you explain how strategic partnerships in the industry enhance things like threat detection and response capabilities in the OT environment? Help us understand.
So as Phil's been describing, the capabilities of the adversaries that we're dealing with has developed significantly over the last few years. And this part of the business that I work in with Rockwell is built on partnerships, right? Rockwell, obviously a big technology company. We develop a lot of our own technology in-house, but we recognize that key to success in the complex area of cybersecurity is partnerships. So this has been the foundation of this business unit over many years, and we're very pleased to be able to partner with Dragos over the last couple of years. It's a very tight, close relationship that we've got, highly strategic. And we bring together, we develop joint services, collaboration on services around incident response in particular. We're unfortunately at the sharp end very often when things go wrong for our customers. As Phil's been describing, these can be very challenging situations to deal with. And we recognize that we need additional expertise to really enhance our capability to assist customers in those difficult situations. So the services element is very important, but also the technology part, the Dragos technology platform, allows us to gain that deep level of intelligence as to exactly what is happening and try to get ahead of these challenges by accurately understanding the problems that may reside already within a customer's environment, but also detecting when things may be going wrong, when there's a potential indicator of compromise. We need to be able to detect very accurately and very quickly that something's going wrong, and it's platforms such as the Dragos technology that we use that enable us to do that. So partnerships are absolutely crucial, and of course this strengthens our proposition to customers that want to partner with us to help improve their own cybersecurity.
I'm going to follow that up quickly, John, if I could. I mean, with the increasing complexity of regulatory requirements globally, what approach do you recommend organizations take to navigate and comply with those regulations?
So the regulations can be complex, and what we tend to see with many regulations is that they're not prescriptive, so they're kind of open to interpretation, which brings its own complexity as well. But fundamental to most compliance requirements is understanding what you've got and be able to detect incidents in a timely manner. I think NIS regulations refer to a timely response to events. So having technology such as the Dragos platform to allow us to do that is super critical in our aim to help customers navigate these often quite complex pieces of legislation, and to not only achieve compliance but maintain it, because as Phil's been describing, the threat landscape changes regularly, and organizations that we're working with that are typically critical infrastructure operators need to be able to respond to that changing threat landscape.
Phil, if I could come back to you for a minute, how does the integration of advanced threat intelligence solutions enhance security within OT environments?
The thing to think about within operational technology is that sheer complexity of the space, and the behaviors of the threat actors that we observe often mean that they move around, pivot, and display multiple different techniques before they get into their ultimate target. And so applying integrations allows you to exchange information about what you know the actors are doing, to look for them in different spaces. The Dragos platform can see the behaviors and the tactics appearing within the operational technology space, but it's only by looking as well at the other controls with the same lens that you start to see that wider picture. So it's about bringing together the information that you get from something like the Dragos platform, but also the other tools in the IT space that the actors are pivoting through to see that bigger picture. And it's through things like the managed SOC provision, or by bringing the information together from multiple different tools, with that lens of threat intelligence, that you start to see how the actors are behaving within a space. They are sophisticated, they are persistent, and so taking a threat-led view of it, feeding that information to well-trained teams who can respond, and giving them multiple tools to be able to identify those threats is really important.
Phil, that is great insight. So John, one more last question for you, and Phil, please add on if you'd like. Looking ahead, how can effective collaboration continue to overcome cybersecurity challenges in industrial automation? What's your perspective on that?
So I think collaboration is the key to success here, right? So it's not just collaboration between companies such as Rockwell and Dragos, but it's collaboration with operators, with other OEMs coming together as a community. For example, as Rockwell are part of a community of interest that's run by the National Cybersecurity Centre in the UK to share information and develop best practices there. It's collaboration with regulators, so it's working with enforcement agencies such as the Health and Safety Executive in the UK as well to help develop that relationship, and it's all for the greater good. I think the carrot rather than stick approach is always the one that's more successful. So yeah, we'll certainly be trying to spearhead that collaboration and trying to bring all these different agencies together. And it's not just Rockwell doing this. The other major OEM vendors are all striving for the same thing, and I think that's important that we all do work together. Rockwell, for example, part of the ISA Secure initiative to further develop the inherent security capabilities of software and control systems as well. So it's no one activity, but certainly collaboration is key, I think.
Phil, I'd love for you to have the last word.
Absolutely. It's very much about community. The challenge that we're trying to deal with is how we protect infrastructure that is there for civilization. Whether it's water companies, electric companies, gas companies, oil companies, manufacturing and logistics companies, they're all there providing things that we need as a civilization. And so it is a community effort. The adversaries that we're dealing with, whether criminals or state actors, they're doing something that is wrong. They should not be targeting these things. And it's only by coming together, with partnerships like this, but widely with the operators, with government, working together on a common challenge. It's no longer about competition, and it's all about being on the same mission. And so we need to come together and work on this challenge in a collaborative way. We need to be exchanging the right information and doing what is right and protecting civilization.
Phil, John, fantastic discussion. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation, digital transformation, and cybersecurity, visit rockwellautomation.com.